So today's topic is how to create a visually pleasing and a functional Android home screen combined with an app drawer. So 5 simple steps and all download links in the description. So step number 1, choose the right kind of wallpaper. Not to choose wallpaper which are extremely black or extremely white, because white creates problem during the night and black creates problem during the day. And also not to choose wallpaper which are extremely bright, colorful and saturated with lots of green and blues into it, because these kind of wallpapers are very distracting. Every time you unlock your phone, your eyes goes on the wallpaper rather than reading out the elements that are there on the screen. So for this setup, my wallpaper of choice is a kind of wallpaper that is very neutral with flat colors, so that every time I unlock the phone, the overall setup looks very aesthetically pleasing and also less distracting. There are thousands of wallpaper apps on Play Store, but I have picked up this wallpaper from an app called Pinterest. Now Pinterest is not taken as a wallpaper app, it's taken as a AI based search engine. But just go into the search section, type in wallpaper or neutral wallpaper, just look at the suggestions it gave you, choose a wallpaper based on color or pattern, and whenever you will do that, it will give you very near matching suggestions related to that wallpaper, and I'm definitely sure that you will find a wallpaper of your choice. So I'm use this wallpaper from Pinterest. I'll try to link in the description for a download just in case you are interested. The next step is choose the right launcher. Now, since I began using an Android phone, my launcher of choice had always been Nova, but for this setup I thought of giving a try to some other launchers from Play Store, and what I'm using here is a launcher. So either you use Nova, you use Launcher, Apex or any other launcher from Play Store. I think they all have the same kind of functionality, but there were two reasons for me to switch over to Launcher rather than continuing with Nova. My first reason was that the animation or the gesture to go from home screen to app drawer was little more smooth on Launcher as compared to Nova. I would not say that that gesture is bad, but it's just that when you keep both the launchers side by side, you just feel that that animation is very perfect on Launcher as compared to Nova. It's more smooth and the transition is just very pleasing. And the step number 2 is that Launcher is kind of an intelligent launcher, because whatever the wallpaper I'm using, it is able to extract colors from that wallpaper. Now a lot of you must be thinking, is it a big deal? I would say no, but when you're creating a setup like this, you will get to know in a while why the colors are important. Then we come to step number 3, which is adding the elements on the home screen, and it cannot be done without KWGT. So on the top end, I have an element called ZUK by KWGT. It shows you date, time, day of the week and month. I really like the representation of date in bold letters on the top right corner, and this widget also came with a separate weather information which was represented in a single line. But I think that weather is something that is very dynamic, and every time you unlock your phone, you should be seeing something happening on the screen. It should not be that boring. So I added a separate weather widget by an app called Flux. Now this widget actually has some of its own features, like for example, you can change the size of the icon, you can change the size of the text, and also you can choose the update interval. In North India, most of the time the weather doesn't change too frequently, so I'm keeping the update interval to 1 hour. It will also help you save the battery. And also you can choose, like when you tap the widget, it should open the app, or you want the weather widget to update. Coming to the bottom section of the screen, I have first of all enabled a dock on which I am keeping 5 icons which I use more frequently. These icons can be different from different people. And then in order to add little bit of customization and theme matching that is going on with the wallpaper, I have created 3 different icons myself. So these are created with KWGT. And just a while ago, I just talked about how to what is the use of having the color information from the launcher. So that is what I have done here. So first of all, I've created a separate icon for health, which I have mapped to Samsung Health app. I use this icon more frequently, so I just created a box and then I placed the text and matched the color of this particular icon with the wallpaper. I did same thing with the gallery app and matched this with the Samsung gallery application. And the third thing I created was the battery. And this battery widget is actually a little dynamic, because just in case you are not plugged in your charger, it shows you the battery information in the form of a circle. And just in case your display is on and you are charging your phone on some sort of a wireless charger, or maybe directly from the cable, so it shows you that small circle inside that battery icon to show you that the phone is actually charging. Then we come to step number 4, which is removing the clutter. By clutter, I mean that any information that is shown at 4 different places, and I don't think it makes any sense. So once you have displayed your date, time, battery percentage and everything on the home screen, you have created separate widgets for all that. I don't think you need status bar anymore, because like for example, if you're someone who gets too much notification, so your status bar will always be stacked by all that small icons. I don't think it looks that good. And the next two things that most of the people access is like they want the Wi-Fi information and they want the Bluetooth information. And I think that once your Wi-Fi is connected, you don't also need that information. And if you use a Bluetooth headset, I don't think any headsets create that sort of a problem that you need to see Bluetooth getting connected to your phone or something. You can always do that by pulling down the notification panel. And also, if you're using a smaller phone like the S22 or maybe the S23 or the S21, which has a smaller screen size, so removing that status bar from the top makes you feel that your screen is bigger. Also, I see a lot of people using Google widgets on the home screen, like the Google microphone widget or the Google search widget or the Google Assistant widget. So just in case you are using a Google Assistant widget on the home screen, you don't need that anymore, because you can always access to Google Assistant by swiping your finger diagonally from any of the bottom corners. This is more handy. I mean, you just need to get used to of this gesture, and it always works flawlessly with any Android phone. So in this way, by removing all that sorts of double icons and double information, you can make your home screen look more clear and more appealing. Then comes to step number 5, which is organizing the app drawer. So first of all, if you are using a Nova launcher, you can create groups and you can create tabs both at the same time. Just in case you are using a launcher, you can either create groups or you can either create tabs. You cannot create both groups and tabs at the same time. So I'm the one, don't like to create groups. First of all, just in case you are creating a group and putting 4 apps into that group, the group icon actually changes and it doesn't match with the rest of the icons in the icon pack. So I don't like to create groups. I only like to create tabs. When it comes to creating tabs, I have divided into 2 sections. First section are those apps which I use more frequently, maybe weekly or monthly, and then I have a separate section which I'm naming it as bin, and in that I keep all those apps which I don't access, or maybe I only access them when I need them. And also, just a while ago I told you that launcher is able to extract the color from the wallpaper. So the background of the app door I am keeping the same color, which is the darkest color in my wallpaper, so that I can see everything in a more readable way. And most of the time I don't like to use labels, but just in case you have too many apps, you can also create labels, but not in white color. I match the color of the labels with the light color in the wallpaper. So in this way you can create this kind of a home screen. I believe that this sort of customization is more interactive and also more useful rather than copying someone's home screen and implementing it in your phone. And over the period of time, you will learn what you need and what you don't need, and you can make small little changes to your own home screen, and this way your home screen will be more functional and you will always be interacting in a much different way rather than copying home screen from somewhere else. I hope you like this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe. All the download links in the description. See you in the next one. Take care.